Hi folks, I hope you're well. Right, I've got three topics that I'd like to quickly give my take on. Topics that were discussed on British television this morning on various morning shows. The first question asked was, should we let 18-year-olds drive trains? And I thought, is somebody stupid here asking that question? 18-year-olds driving trains? They're barely out of nappies, man. I know they're driving cars, but I'm thinking, well, they're driving cars, often they're driving them on their own, they've got no passengers. And yes, they may have passengers, and yes, they may have another car. But a train could have 50, 60, 80, 3, 4, 500 people on there. Do you want to put that kind of pressure on an 18-year-old? I'm not so sure. They're at an age where they've not really developed brain-wise and everything else. They're only just coming off their Xboxes at 16 and 17. No, you don't want them driving trains, surely. 18 years of age driving trains? No, it's not for me. Not for me. Another question they asked there. Are parents to blame for children taking the criminal path, taking the wrong road, getting into trouble? I think they did a poll and it was unanimous, but I say unanimous, only just, that parents in the main were to blame. I've always had an opinion on that, and I know I'm not 100% right. I do know that. But I think if you get 100 kiddies, and 100 kiddies go bad, if you get 100 kids that have gone bad, I would suggest probably, and I'm making this up because I don't know, 15 or 20 of those kiddies might have gone bad with the nicest parents in the world. But I think 70, 80 of them, I think a lot of it will be down to how they brought up. A lot of these kiddies that turn feral and whatever normally have the same in parents. You know, they grow up as they see. You know, many do. And I think a lot of the woes of the country, of the world, are down to the parents. You know, you get good parenting, and 9.5 times out of 10 you bring up a good child. No parenting at all, and the child just drags itself up and is susceptible to any and all outside influences, and they can go bad. I think it's often down to the parents. Not always, but often. I know many won't agree, but that's just my opinion, and that's what the channel's about. So let me know yours in the comment section. What was the third? There was only a third now. What's the other one? There was one more. Should kiddies be educated about World War II? Well, I've got a big thing about World War II. I've got this thing. I mean, like, I heard something on the TV today. I think somebody said on the TV on one of the talk shows, this is the last real big celebration of VE Day. It's 80 years since it happened. You know, in 90 years, 100 years' time, the people that were involved in it won't be around. And I thought, well, not necessarily. Then I thought, wait a minute, yeah, if somebody's 15 and they've been liberated, or 18, 20, 21 and they flew over there or they fought, put that to the 80 and they're around about the 100 mark now, which many ex-servicemen are just over 100. Yeah, they're not going to be around in 10 years' time, are they? So we might celebrate it at 90, but not with the vets. The vets won't be here anymore. And there's been many wars over the centuries in all parts of the world. We've been involved in many wars. The British haven't been clean and green with everything. They've treated many races, many countries badly. You know, we're not absolved of all the ills of the world. But that said, the fellow that was in charge of Germany at the time, he wanted to take over Europe. I think ultimately he'd have tried to take over the world had he have been given the office. I think that'd have been his ultimate aim. The guy was a real bad un. And he dealt in death on a grand scale, and it didn't matter to him. You know, he was an evil human being, and it took everything to stop him. And I think anybody that went out to war from the age of probably 16 upwards, I think deserve sort of all the plaudits and everything we can give them. Our gratitude should be undying, because I think we'd have been born in a much harder and worse world had we been born in Britain and the Germans been successful. It would have been a totally different landscape. That isn't saying that I've got no sympathy for others caught up in war. As I say, there's been wars throughout the world forever and a day. Most of them revolve around religion and or money. And I've thought about the vets today and those involved in the war. I do on a big day like this. But today I've really been thinking about those from all walks of life, from all countries that have died through war. As I say, many of them to do with religion and money. There's probably nothing worse than religion where war's concerned, but religion and money are at the heart of most things. And many have died, down to British rule as well, and the way the Brits have treated certain countries and certain races. And I feel sorry for anybody that's died in any war. It must be an awful thing. We're lucky. I'm born at a time when really very, very few of my contemporaries have been to war. There was the Falklands and other bits and pieces, but they've only been bits and pieces, you know. There wasn't the all-out wars like the First World War, the Second World War, and others like that. So, I don't know. It's worth a day of reflection. It's a day to think of those that went before us. But I think kiddies, as they grow up, I think they should know about World War Two. It was something that was horrific. It showed man in his worst guise, in his worst element. Maybe they're the wrong words, but you know where I'm coming from. And I think young guns need to know that there is that evil out there, and that we should all fight and rile up against evil. That's just my opinion. I'm talking a lot of drivel here. Well, it's not drivel, is it? Well, bits of it is, but I'm just talking for the sake of talking. So I'll leave that at that. I probably shouldn't have got that serious at the end, but I did. Anyway, right, I'm going to leave it, and I'll catch up with you tomorrow.